Bonjour, good day, ladies and gentles. This is a very good day for VeChain holders. We are exploding. We broke above recent all-time highs. So in this video, I'm going to run through some technical analysis. Talk about whether this current downtrend we're experiencing, if this is just the beginning of things to come. I talk about my long-term outlook and basically just the most important things you need to know about VeChain. So folks, if you like the sound of that, I want to ask you to do me a favor. Like, subscribe, comment, share, hit that bell icon to be notified of new uploads. And I'll tell you why, folks. Look, I was ringing the alarm bells back in this Apex saying if we broke down, this is exactly where I predict we find support and where I would be looking to place my buy orders. And that is exactly where we found support. And if you had been following the channel and if you would have gotten in then and there, folks, I'm never going to stop mentioning this because it was just so technically beautiful. You could have been up just over 100, just about 160% on VeChain. So, folks, do yourself a favor, like, subscribe, comment, share, hit that bell icon to be notified of new uploads. So, I've done a few things to try to understand what is happening with all these lines in the short term, but don't you worry, I'm going to talk about what is important here. So, right off the bat, I think I just want to mention the current most important support level that I think we need to maintain above in order to see bullish continuation in the short term, that being the 0.064 region for VeChain. We can see based off of VPVR, there's a nice spike in volume here. This is a very obviously price reactive zone given off these wicks and these candle bodies. We have a Fibonacci extension level lining up perfectly with the 6.4 region based off, I actually changed it from previous videos because I think this actually might even be more helpful because I wanted to take the very macro bottom of the impulse to the very macro top and then the retracement, and I think maybe now this is probably the most important fib levels moving forward. I have also drawn a pitchfork. I find these pitchforks very helpful to understand price direction during an uptrend. So I've drawn this pitchfork from the bottom of this macro impulse to the top of the retracement, and now we've and this gives us some support / resistance lines that are likely to be relevant, and we can see exactly how well we've been playing off this pitchfork. Here acting as resistance, here acting as resistance, here acting as resistance, here acting as support. This is clearly a relevant support / resistance line that we need to look out for. And isn't it interesting how this red median line here on the pitchfork, which basically marks the shift between a bullish upward trending and bearish downward trending, is right, kind of lines up at the 6.4 region. So we have a bunch of support levels convoluting, whatever it is, converging at this 6.4 region. So if the 6.4 region does not hold that support, I think that makes it a lot more likely to retest these all-time highs at 6 cents. If 6 cents does not hold that support, there are two major support levels that I could see us retracing down to. One being kind of the 5.2 region. We can see here this is kind of the VPVR opponent control where we had the most amount of volume traded. We can see this is a very price reactive level, a lot of sideways price action, pretty price reactive level. I think this is where we likely find that floor support if all-time highs cannot hold, and probably still remain within this pitchfork. Now, if we start to break down below this pitchfork, if we, whatever, if the sky is falling, the market panic sells, I think moving forward, the most important support level for VeChain is the 200 EMA on the 6 hour. We can see this has been constantly acting as the bedrock of support every time we correct. Look at this. Pump dump, found support on the 200 EMA on the 6 hour. Pump dump, found support on the 200 EMA on the 6 hour. Pump, dump, found support on the 200 EMA on the 6 hour, 200 EMA on the 6 hour, 200 EMA on the 6 hour. The 200 EMA on the 6 hour is very obviously a very important support level. It's constantly been acting as support and as the bottom every time we've corrected after an impulse. So this is going to be a very important support level moving forward. Now currently it's just under 4.5, but kind of around this region, this 4.5 region to about 4.7. I'd say it was a very important region because we can see here how there's a very price reactive zone here based off these cluster of wicks. So from those wicks to that EMA, this whole zone here, I think is going to be very important support. So whenever you happen to watch this video, or whenever you happen to take a look, wherever the 200 EMA is on the 6 hour, I think that is very likely to kind of act as the bedrock of support if we have more of a substantial correction, and could be a great place to potentially long or place your buy orders if you're looking to accumulate or potentially swing trade VeChain. Again, it's not financial advice, folks. I'm not a financial advisor. Okay, trading is very risky. That's why the only thing I do is add to my long-term positions when things fall. I think VeChain is a great long-term hold in my opinion. I've never seen a coin with such great fundamentals, great real-world use case, and real-world partnerships. So to kind of briefly explain why I'm so bullish on VeChain long term, for those who don't know, VeChain aims to improve supply chains and logistics through tracking on the blockchain. Giant, amazing real world use case. It's already in practice, already has massive partnerships, real world partnerships. This is not just an idea. It's happening to this day with BMW, Walmart China, and a bunch of American fishing companies, Dutch power companies. So every day I search a VeChain and look up news. It's almost like a new partnership. So VeChain has tons of real world partnerships, and so I'm very bullish on this thing long term. Let's say we continue to see, price action. Let's say we can continue to hold above 7 cents. I think to see bullish continuation, the key thing is 7 cents, and obviously this green resistance line here in our pitchfork and this fib level here. So from 7 to 7.1, I think is that key resistance level. Once we get above and hold that, I think we see bullish continuation. Likely next impulse is around to 8 cents. If we can get above 8 cents, I think that next impulse takes us to over 9.3 to 9.5 cents. I think is that next major impulse as well. If we break out bullishly out of this pitchfork, I think then we'll truly start to explode, because that's insanely bullish if we break out of this thing. Now, let's say we break out at 9 cents here. Folks, based off this our fib levels here, next impulse would take us to 13 cents. So, 10 cents could, nice psychological level would probably act as resistance as well. But based off these fib levels, this is not too unlikely, folks. Totally probable, in my opinion. Now, it is very important to follow Bitcoin and Ethereum. They lead the market. Whatever they do will have an effect on the altcoins such as VeChain. If Bitcoin decides to tank, that's going to affect VeChain. If Bitcoin decides to... Basically, whenever Bitcoin moves very quickly, that negatively affects the altcoins. But over the long term, Bitcoin exploding is actually very good, because Bitcoin leads the market, it brings in the value into the ecosystem, and that eventually trickles over into the altcoins. So, while in the short term, temporarily speaking, Bitcoin moving fast is bad for altcoins, over the long term, Bitcoin exploding is good for altcoins. So that's why it's always important to have a long-term outlook, folks, as well. The Bitcoin dominance chart. This is a very important chart to look at, because it's a very good gauge, a very good temperature check of the altcoin market. Whenever Bitcoin dominance rises, altcoins typically suffer. Whenever it falls, altcoins typically benefit. It's the total value, if I didn't say this already, it's the total value of Bitcoin in comparison to the total value of all cryptocurrencies. So if we see Bitcoin dominance continue to go up, that's going to place the dampers on the altcoins. As soon as we see Bitcoin dominance start to fall, that should tell you the altcoins are going to benefit, especially if we start to fall below 60%. I think that is when we see altcoins truly start to take off. But the explosiveness, the parabolic growth, the euphoria, I don't believe will come until we drop below 57.5% with Bitcoin dominance. This is a very very reactive level with Bitcoin dominance. So once we fall below this 57.5 and drop below 57 and enter 56 and start to fall below, are we seeing altcoins truly start to fly? So a very good gauge of the altcoin market as well. I find it immensely helpful to look at whatever coin you're interested in, whether it's VeChain, Cardano, Ethereum, whatever it may be. Look at the pairing with Bitcoin, because the pairings play some influence over the US dollar value, and they're often very good for finding hidden support and resistance levels and hidden bearish and bullish divergence that you wouldn't have understood if you were just looking at the US dollar value of VeChain. So I've drawn some key support and resistance areas that I think will be relevant moving forward. Key support kind of between, I'm not going to count all those decimals, the 1-1 region and kind of the 1-0-0 region. That's kind of the key support. If we start to break below that, I think we're going to retest this green line here. Whenever we retest and find support on any one of these green levels, I think that's when the bleeding will stop for VeChain. Once we break above this key level of 1-3 for the VeChain Bitcoin pairing, I think that is when we see VeChain truly go for its next big leg up and start to explode. So this is going to be a very good chart. We're in this ascending triangle. We're likely to have a big move soon, a breakout soon within the next 16 days. So probably within the next 2 weeks. So big move with the VeChain Bitcoin pairing within the next 2 weeks. If whatever way we break out of this thing, we're likely to trend in that direction for quite some time, and it is likely to very much probably have an impact on the US dollar value of VeChain. So must look out for this chart as well. VeChain against Ethereum, we're breaking above critical and testing these critical resistance areas. Once we can get above the cluster of these boxes here, this cluster of resistance, we could really fly. And again, getting above these major resistance levels is going to be one major factor to help the US dollar value of VeChain continue to see bullish continuation. So those are some of the most important things that you need to understand with VeChain, folks. Join our Discord group, link down in the description below. We will be talking about VeChain if anything interesting further happens with it as well. This weekend, we're going to have a coin call, a coin discussion where we, we have a voice chat with all our members, whoever wants to join, and we're going to talk about the market, talk about some major news events, answer some questions, that kind of thing. We're going to try and do it like every weekend or every other weekend, bi-weekly for sure, but we're going to try and do it weekly eventually here. Once we get messing, more and more involved with us, folks. So for those who don't know, me and Messin, we both run this channel. I'm very excited. He's gonna, be participating more with the channel. You're gonna see him more active in the near future here, so I'm very excited to see that. If you can leave down in the messages below, Messin, we want to see you, and in our Discord, folks. And anyone who's watching this who's part of our Discord, or or is willing to put comments in the video, be like, where's Messin? Can you, let's make this a thing. Can we please start asking in the comments and in our Discord, just start asking, where is Messin? We need to find Messin, folks. The search crews are out. We gotta find this guy. So just ask, where's Messin? He'll find it funny. I'll find it funny. So do that for me. Do me a favor and start asking in all the comments to all the videos, where is Messin? And in the Discord, I'll find it very funny. I appreciate that as well. If you want to support us, if you like what we do, join our Patreon. You get access to our VIP Discord, link down in the description. We talk about low cap gems, beautiful low cap gems, by the way. I cannot wait to get into those, although I hate letting go of my ETH. Very interesting setups and very helpful resources as well. In our free Discord, we have tons of helpful resources. So, folks, join our Discord, join our Patreon. Ask where's Messin. Like, leave in any comment you can find. Just even tweet us. Be like, where is Messin? It'll be funny. I really appreciate that because I'm trying to like lure him into do this, put more time into this and do this a bit more full time. So, yeah, folks, that's all from me. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.